Okay, welcome everyone. My name is Kaleen O'Connor, and I am joining you from Florida, USA. And it is 2021. Oh my God, we're in a new year, and it's just going to get better and better. And we really appreciate that you're with us. We do this weekly because there's a global team of us actually that are just really committed to improving lives and helping people achieve their goals and dreams, particularly in the realm of health as well as prosperity and we could say health and wealth, right? So we are bringing to you tonight just a few members of this global team, a health breakthrough. And if this is your first time joining us, we want you to know that we're committed to adding value to your time because you are giving us your time. And so our first speaker is a gentleman from Australia who is going to teach me how to more authentically speak Australian English. I love it. I've just basically volunteered you, Stevie. Anyway, Stevie is a phenomenal family man, has a beautiful wife and kids, and just overall has all kinds of skills I'm still discovering. But particularly, it really is a world authority on this health breakthrough. And you couldn't have a better educator to be with you tonight or this morning if you're joining us. And buckle up, enjoy the ride, and we love questions. And so we'll have a couple of live speakers. I'm your host throughout the webinar, and then we'll come back around, close up the webinar, and if you've got some questions, hopefully answer those via the chat box. So Stevie, over to you.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Kaleen. Very happy to be here with you and everyone. And yeah, thank you for your leadership and your sincere heart in this mission to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. I know you want to help a lot of people, and you do, not just across your nation, but across the world too. And so it is a pleasure to be able to partner with you and be friends with you and trot across the globe together again, hopefully one day soon, when the airplanes are allowed to get around again, right? So thank you very much, everyone, for being here. And like Kaleen said, your time is incredibly valuable, more so than money, because if you paid money to come and hear what I had to say today and you didn't like it, I would just refund you your money. But your time is not something that I can refund you. And so it is incredibly valuable, and I'm incredibly grateful that you've decided to spend such value with me. And I intend to use it very wisely by handing to you some information that is incredibly significant. It was first handed to me over 6 years ago, and literally from the moment it's been high priority for me to bring it to everybody's attention, because the level of importance of this information is significantly high, because the level of impact that it's having in people's lives, making a difference, bettering people's lives, being a force for good in the world, it is significantly deep. And once you find out what this information is, I think that it won't just empower you, but you might feel a great sense of purpose and responsibility to get this out to everyone in your life who is significant to you too. And so without further ado, let me share my screen here and jump into things. All right. So, okay, again, as Kaleen said, my name is Stevie and my family and I are from Australia, in case you didn't catch that, in case you couldn't tell by my Crocodile Dundee accent. We're originally from Sydney, but now we live on the Gold Coast, and that was a dream come true when we could make that happen. We're minutes from beautiful beaches, rainforests, mountains, coastal cities, theme parks. We absolutely love it. I'm very blessed. I feel very fortunate to have such a great life. My family and I have an income, time, and freedom that really allows me to enjoy a great lifestyle with my family. It's also taken us to many parts of the world that, to be honest, once upon a time were just way too far out of my reach. But look, these good vibes and good times have honestly not always been the case. I was a difficult child to bring up, parent, and school. I never made the grades. I was underachiever and often told I was stupid and useless. And look, the truth is, when you're told something often enough, especially when you're young and impressionable enough, you start to believe it. And so later on, I became a teenage runaway and a high school dropout. And with that kind of thinking, I walked myself way off track on life's journey throughout my teens and 20s. I had more than 20 different jobs in far less that time. For over a decade, I was a very dumb but very good looking bouncer in what used to be the most popular nightclubs in Sydney. Okay, kidding about the good looking part, but certainly not about the dumb part. I had big dreams. I wanted to be, do, and have more. Really, ultimately, to tell you the truth, I wanted to give more. but I had little self-esteem. So I'd done little with my life and then had little to give. Physically, I've always, even right now, always been athletic, mainly in martial arts. But back then I had health troubles, autoimmune disorder, inflammatory issues, severe skin, respiratory, and gut conditions most of my life, bad injuries, very hardcore martial arts. Financially, I got myself stuck in go nowhere jobs, hopes going nowhere, no prospects, no financial security, embarrassingly broke, no financial dignity. I've been behind. I've had the phone, electricity, and gas cut off. I've not been able to run my car because I just couldn't afford the petrol. I've not been able to make the rent. I've been evicted. I mean, embarrassingly broke. I mean, no financial dignity. Always believed in possibilities, but doubted my potential. So I was trapped, unfulfilled, unhappy, frustrated, unable to be who I wanted to be. Now, as for some fortunate things that have happened in my life, though, and there have been a few. First, I met the girl of my dreams. And right then and there, I was motivated more than ever before to become more. She believed in me, always told me that I was more. And again, when you're told something often enough, it means something, can make a difference, can have an impact. Now, second, I was introduced to this company's life-changing breakthrough opportunity and training. And the company leaders are extremely successful people. And they believed in me too and taught me how to believe and become more. And so now today, instead of having health and wealth problems, I have solved them, and I'm solving them for others because of this life-changing breakthrough. Instead of financial insecurity and indignity and being embarrassingly broke, I have security, I have dignity, I can hold my head high because of this life-changing opportunity. And instead of being trapped, unfulfilled, unhappy, frustrated, and all that, I now have more, with the ability to believe and become more and give more, because this company's training has shown me a life-changing better way. And now I want nothing more than to better people's lives in at least one of any of these life-changing ways too. And so the first thing that I'll share with you here is the life-changing breakthrough. This is the most significant health and life science breakthrough of our lifetime, according to medical experts who say this is greater than the discoveries of DNA or penicillin. For 2 decades, science had declared this was impossible. This is a breakthrough with enormous potential, proven by renowned universities, world-leading laboratories. These are medical studies, not woo-woo studies, medical studies. Very advanced breakthrough, 15 years ahead of its time. 15 years. Any health goals or challenges you can think of, remarkable results, and drug companies wanted it shut down. More about that a little later, though. Before I tell you what this is, let's be clear about what this is not, because this is nothing like anything else you've ever seen before. What we'll be talking about goes well beyond drugs or nutrition, well beyond any type of ingredients or technology you may already know about, because what I'm about to show you is an entirely new frontier in science, truly groundbreaking, and a category-creating healthcare breakthrough. The ASEA Redox cell signaling technology is a drink that contains active redox signaling molecules. What are those? Well, redox signaling molecules are made by your cells, so they're made within your body. They are native to your body. They are your cellular messengers that affect your cell-to-cell communication, and therefore your cell-to-cell operation, and therefore your body's functions all the way down to your genetic expressions in a positive way. Redox signaling is a remarkable process because it is the actual process that empowers your body to heal itself. And it works like this, by telling your cells how to protect healthy cells, how to repair unhealthy cells, and how to replace damaged cells. So that's how your body regenerates its own tissue, otherwise known as I said before, healing itself. Now, redox signaling molecules also activate your body's immune system to protect against bacteria, viruses, and infection. Look, the bottom line is this: redox signaling is what keeps cells functioning and healing at optimal levels. Now, why is this also important? Because we are all made of cells, every single part of us, head to toe, inside out. We live and die at the cellular level. Healthy cells means a healthy body, and healthy body means a healthy life. Redox signaling molecules are the keys to life because they are essential for the activation and function of our normal physiology. All of our body's major systems, biochemical, physiological processes, all of them critically depend on redox signaling. Because if all of your cells were to suddenly stop making redox signaling molecules right now, you wouldn't live longer than just a few more seconds. Without your redox signaling molecules, life ends. And so if our bodies already make these redox signaling molecules, why do we need to give our bodies more? Well, it's true. When we're born, we do make an abundance of redox signaling molecules. That's generally why children have so much energy, how they can run around all day, not wake up sore the next, and how they can bounce back so quickly from an injury or illness. However, as we age, along with stress, poor diet, toxins, and all sorts of other environmental assaults, our cells break down. And therefore, our body's ability to make these redox signaling molecules declines daily. And then without as many of these redox signaling molecules giving clear cell signals, our whole cellular protection and healing process becomes slow. Our cells break down more and more, and so does our health, wellness, youth, and vitality. Now, ASEA takes science seriously and is highly committed to ongoing research with renowned universities and world-leading laboratories, allowing these outside and independently reviewed studies to prove the potential of ASEA redox signaling supplements, demonstrating the safety and efficacy of the ASEA redox products, certifying them as safe and effective in everybody. And ASEA is within a very real and significant space of science because redox is based in Nobel Prize winning research. Since the first Nobel Prize was awarded to these three professors back in 1998 for the first discovery of redox signaling molecules, there have now since been multiple Nobel Prizes awarded for research in this field. If you went along to pubmed.gov, which is where all peer-reviewed medical studies are published, and you typed in redox signaling, you would see well over 33,000 results with more than 1,500 medical textbooks that have been published on redox signaling. And this slide will already be a lot out of date now, actually, with around 150 studies coming out almost every single month. And so according to medical researchers, as reported in the Huffington Post, who wrote about this company, ASEA, redox signaling is one of the fastest emerging fields in science that will shape all of our lives in the coming years. Now, there are now multiple universities who've received tens of millions of dollars in grants to open up redox research centers. There are now global medical conferences and congresses being held about redox. Medical doctors are specializing in redox, with one such professor, a doctor at Harvard Medical School, who has a PhD and title that includes Director of Redox Medicine. And ASEA is already light years ahead. ASEA redox users enjoy cell signaling benefits, which translates to health at its most foundational level. Here's just one example. ASEA redox has been scientifically tested and shown to signal the activation of genetic pathways and affect genes that improve immune system health, help maintain a healthy inflammatory response, help maintain cardiovascular health and support arterial elasticity, improve gut health and digestive enzyme production, and modulate hormone balance to support vitality and wellness. These genes are key in the health of every individual and play a vital role, not just in the 5 mentioned human health areas, but also in dozens of additional genetic pathways. Now, moreover, ASEA redox has been scientifically tested and shown to enhance your body's own production and efficiency of antioxidants by up to 800%. Further studies show that ASEA lowers oxidative stress. The head professor of this university study saying that one of the most important effects of ASEA on disease risk factors is its ability to reduce oxidative stress. And ladies and gentlemen, that is significant because all degenerative health conditions are caused by oxidative stress. And from rigorous toxicology studies, ASEA is proven to be 100% safe, 0% toxicity. Why? Because redox signaling molecules are native to your body. They're already in you. Your body already makes them. It's just that now your body can't make as much of them as it used to when it was younger and or healthier. And so if you have health challenges, or if you have people that you care about who do, or if you have a wish that you could look, live, and feel young again, if you have the very good sense for protecting your health because you don't want to become old and unwell, or if you have a goal of having higher levels of human performance, greater athleticism, better in sport, bigger and stronger in the gym, any health goal you can think of, redox users and medical doctors are seeing just remarkable results, but you don't need to take my word for it. Here are some medical doctors. Right now, let's listen to what they have to say.
Redox signaling molecules are like the DNA whisperer. They signal cells to be healthy. And because of age, because of medications, because of toxicity in the environment, you lose your ability to make the redox signaling molecules. So having them with ASEA simply replenishes what your body is doing natively when you were young. You know, I've been in the business for 40 years, and this is the first time that I've ever heard about the redox signaling molecules, which to me is a breakthrough of the 21st century, akin to the electric light bulb in the 20th century and maybe even the discovery of penicillin. Because your body is a redox signaling program, and to be able to replenish it on a day-to-day basis, internally and externally, is not just a breakthrough, it's a game changer.
Health is something we have to earn. What can I do to get to the root of things and really prevent problems from happening? Is it possible? And the answer is yes.
You know, I think most people don't actually really consider their health until it's gone. So it's the choices that we make today that are going to determine the level of our wellness and our health and our healthy longevity tomorrow.
We want to keep people healthy. We don't want to see that deterioration. The whole process of the anti-aging and regenerative medicine that I'm so passionate about is on the premise that we can maintain energy, we can maintain health.
So prevention is key, but people need to value it, and people need to understand what it is and take responsibility.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants, and the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need, the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
ASEA actually has the combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with ASEA is enhancing what the body is already doing.
Having a product, a technology that's native to the body doesn't have to worry about detoxifying it because it knows exactly what to do with redox molecules. It's one of, if not the safest recommendation I ever make to a patient.
They found a way to stabilize them outside the body. And you can actually put them back into bodies that are deficient in those molecules. That's a game changer.
To have something that at its molecular level is native to the body is nothing short of a breakthrough.
This is something that's foundational for health, for every cell. It affects every cell in our body. And not just the cells, but the very DNA within those cells. You know, we talk about the discovery of DNA as being a huge breakthrough, the discovery of penicillin. Yes, these were absolutely huge discoveries, but now we have something that actually goes even deeper.
This is where the future lies, and this is why redox chemistry and supplements that employ this are so powerful.
They literally turn on and turn off, signal every single process in every living cell. And to be able to stabilize a product that allows us to replenish that is just a phenomenal breakthrough.
This has the capability to change the landscape of the healthcare system as we know it.
Now that we've spoken about cellular health from the inside out, let's show you what's possible from the outside in. That's made possible by ASEA's topical versions of Redox technology, which are Renew 28 Redox Gel and our Intensive Redox Serum. These Redox technologies are supported and enhanced by their complementary all-natural ingredients products. They are our gentle refining cleanser and our ultra-replenishing moisturizer. But a picture is worth 1,000 words. So let's just show you what ASEA is worth with these amazing health, anti-aging, and age-reversing results. As you see here now, lines and wrinkles are smoothed out. Elasticity comes back to the skin. Skin blemishes, spots, dots, marks, inflammations, irritations, aggravations, other signs of poor health to the skin, being rejuvenated, being renewed, improving the quality of life. Now, even the aftermath of some of these unfortunate conditions coming back to the proper surface of the skin. This is Rosie. The dramatic difference you're seeing in the first two pictures on the left could not be seen by Rosie. And believe it or not, Rosie didn't believe that the products were working. She didn't take these pictures and she didn't believe that the products were working. Rosie went to see her doctor. That's who told her about ASEA and who took these pictures. And when Rosie told the doctor that the products did not work, the doctor showed Rosie these pictures. And I guess the rest of the story can be seen here, right? Now, everyone says they want to see how ASEA goes, but Rosie missed the changes because she didn't take the photos. And so she missed out on seeing how it goes. So please take pictures. That's how you see how it goes. Now, some people notice results early on, like Rosie, relatively within 7 weeks. Others can have an experience within 7 days. And actually a lot of people, most people can have an experience in around about 7 minutes. However, some people need to apply more product, more time, more patience, generally when there's more going on with their health. But what we know scientifically is that redox molecules are redox molecules. They're the same in you as they are in me, as they are in animals, as they are in plants, as they are in the bottles of ASEA products. Studies show that ASEA redox products have an immediate positive effect. They work in every single person, every single time. It would be scientifically impossible for them to not work in you or hurt you. But what does differ from person to person is the time it takes them to notice the change. This doctor did a little experiment of his own on his very own face and used Renew 28 on only half of his face and not the other. Can you spot the difference? Once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Now, Renew 28 is not just for your face. As you can see here, arms, hands, bellies, buttocks, thighs, and all over. These pictures are from a study from a world-leading laboratory. This study was done because there were many stories coming in from all over the world from people saying that their cellulite had disappeared while using Renew 28. So scientists set upon double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical trials to see, was there any truth to these stories? And what they found was after just 12 weeks, there was a 16% reduction in the appearance of cellulite. And when the scientists did ultrasounds to try and discover how this was happening, they saw the subcutaneous fat that was causing the cellulite was actually being dissolved from the use of Renew 28. And so Renew 28 does help reduce the appearance of cellulite and wrinkles, enhancing skin texture, smoothing the skin, not just for visibly younger looking skin, but actually healthier skin. Renew 28 helps soothe skin discomfort after things such as shaving, sun exposure, and alike. But Renew 28 is not just for the skin. It helps soothe discomfort around the body. And you can know about it in about 10 minutes. If you have some discomfort around your body, rate that discomfort on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most discomfort, the most it could hurt you. Apply Renew 28 on that point, that sore spot, 3 times within 5 minutes. And usually 9 to 10 out of every 10 people will notice a soothing or reduction of discomfort or that hurting within approximately 10 minutes. Now, nothing I've said here today has been intended to diagnose anything that you're going through. And ASEA does not claim to treat or cure any diseases. And Kaleen, I would love to hear from our special guest today who has a redox experience, who can enhance everything that we've spoken about already. So yeah, I'll hand it back to you. Thank you.
Fantastic. So we're now going to have Dan Doyle join us, who has both an incredible business experience with this breakthrough as well as a real personal experience that then he's had the kindness to share all over the world, including with me and my family. So Dan, thank you for freeing up your time to be with us tonight, US side of the world, morning in the Australia, Asia world, and we can't wait to hear from you.
Thanks, Kaleen. Just getting this set up. Just came off a Spanish call. We're spreading this far and wide. Thank you. Great to be on the call again with you guys. It's going to be a great year. We're going to do many, many more of these. And for anybody on the call that's new, as we always say, just relax. We're not here to sell you anything. We're not here to convince you of anything. We're here to simply share information, share our stories. We don't sell, we tell. And before I go into my story, as Stevie said, that these products are not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition, but we have something pretty phenomenal, a product that can help empower the body to heal itself. This is a gift for anybody who has come on to this call. You might have received that gift today, or somebody's handed it to you and asked you to come on this call. Whatever you want to do with that gift is totally up to you. Listen to what we've got to say, be fully informed, and then make a decision whether you want to open that gift or not. My story goes back to Sydney, Australia. We're now based here in Honolulu, in Hawaii. Played many sports growing up as a distraction to get myself away or out of school or doing homework. And this was one of them. It was bodybuilding. For any ladies on the call, don't get too excited. I don't look like this anymore. This is me when I was 24 years old. And this was me in the health and fitness industry. I had multiple businesses at that time and needed to be a product of the product. But fast forward 20 years and employing 3,500 people throughout many, many different industries. This is a picture of me at 44, not a bodybuilder anymore, but still used to keep very fit and healthy. I just wanted to be the best version of a 50-year-old that I could be. I was 6 years off in this photo. I'm 53 now and still in this condition. I still look after myself. But I didn't realize here I had two major underlying health challenges. And 6 months after this photo in 2011, doctors gave me some bad news and they didn't muck around, straight into hospital. Lost all my hair from the top of my head to my toes, in and out of the hospital in Sydney, Australia for 2.5 years. And what I went through, wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. Friend of mine, Johnny, next to me, been through all those hospital visits, 21 years old in this photo, top of his game in rugby in Australia. And he was in remission. After this photo was taken, his problem came back. He went back to hospital, lost a lot of weight, lost all his hair. He never came out. Lost him at the age of 23 years old. Unfortunately, at the end of my 2.5 years of hospital visits, my doctors told me to get my affairs in order, and that was a huge shock. And I made a decision at that point to take the responsibility of my health back into my own hands. Something that I suggest all of you do now, and don't wait till you get sick and don't wait for anybody else to look after your health. Take the responsibility of your health into your own hands now. So I cleaned up my diet, spent a lot of money on nutritional supplements, super juices, antioxidants, alkaline water, and you would think all these things that I did were working, but unfortunately that was not the case. This is a picture of me 2 years looking after myself. Blood work still heading in the wrong direction, still in a lot of trouble. A friend of mine calls, says, I think I found something that can help you. Long story short, flew from Sydney to Salt Lake City, Utah, started on the ASEA Redox cell signaling supplement. 3 hours, my body was detoxing so fast, little red spots all over my upper torso. 12 hours, 20-year caffeine intolerance had gone away, any more than 2 coffees, literally buckled over in discomfort and bloating all day, and on the second to third day, all the lung damage from what they put me through in that hospital where I was having trouble breathing and talking at the same time had disappeared. Fast forward 12 months, 2015, after I went back home to Australia and stayed on the product, this is the day the doctors told me no sign of those 2 major health challenges. Not only that, multiple injuries from playing sports had gone away. 20 years of pollen problems had gone away, where I'd be sneezing all day with a runny nose and all sorts of other issues. My whole body was rebuilt top to bottom. Fast forward another 2 years. This is me on the product for 3 years. You can see I was looking younger. I was definitely feeling younger. I always like to take you back on that little journey. 2014, what you can see on the outside here is a reflection of what was going on the inside. 1 year on the product, looking a lot better, definitely feeling a lot better, whole body rebuilt. What you're seeing here was a reflection of what was going on the inside at that time. And 3 years on the product, the same thing. My complexion was a reflection of what was going on the inside at that time. So that was my experience with the product. Now, along the way, things evolved, and I started sharing ASEA with other people. It became a responsibility to do that because of what it did for me. And it was the business model, the opportunity behind the breakthrough that really saved my life, because if it wasn't for the opportunity to share this with others, the company wouldn't have sent me thank you checks, which they did send me for doing so, which I invested back into my own health and end up taking enough product to saturate my body, and the rest is history. I believe that this is the most compelling opportunity that we'll ever see in our life for many reasons. One, the breakthrough; two, the leadership from the founders through to corporate, to our field leadership. Kaleen nodding her head, agreeing with everything I'm saying. And we're not talking ourselves up as leaders. We have got a lot of experience, and we can help people to wherever they need to go with this. We've got the best compensation plan, the most lucrative and generous compensation plan. We've got an ethos, the company's principles, values, ethics, integrity, their intention to get this to the world. End of the day, have a look at that. Have a look at Tyler Norton's training. It's absolutely amazing, which Steve will end up touching on shortly. So it's a compelling opportunity. I don't believe that any of you will find anything more compelling than this. I'm going to go back to the perfect storm. I was out fishing this morning here in Honolulu, and the rain came down and the winds came up. I thought there was a hurricane blowing in, but I persisted. I wasn't going to come home until I caught a fish, and I didn't catch one. But ended up having to come home to do a phone call, which we still do and consistently do, even on a public holiday here in the US. So, guys, yeah, have a look at this for whatever reason. We've got a situation where who knows what's going to happen with the pandemic. People are still concerned about their health. People will still spend whatever they can, right down to the last cent, to ensure that their health is heading in the right direction. And we've got something that can help anybody with anything, with the breakthrough that we have. And then we've got the opportunity financially. And we can take people to where they need to go with this, as long as they're committed to getting on the right product plan for their health, or continuing to let us or the person who introduced you or your upline to help you to share this with others. And with that, I'll hand back to Kaleen, and we'll hear more about the ASEA story.
Thank you, Danny. Thank you for your passion and all that you share with us as you continue to help us. So we're going to go back to Stevie now, and this is a real treat because you're going to get more information, especially if you love helping people and you're curious on how can you take this health breakthrough not only in benefit your own life, as you saw directly from Danny's testimony and from the before and after pictures, but also how can you share it with others. And so this is a really important part of the webinar. Stay tuned in. And Stevie, thanks for coming back on.
Hey, no worries. Thanks for having me back on, Kaleen. So, you know, if you're going to put your heart and time and resources into an opportunity, you want to make sure that it's the right opportunity. And there's a lot of things that you should consider seriously when you're looking at opportunity. There's a few boxes that you really need to tick. And I, in my lifetime, have never seen a opportunity that has ticked so many boxes. And I don't believe that in the next lifetime or the lifetime after that, or maybe for many lifetimes, any of us will see an opportunity as compelling and significant and as serious as this. And so what I intend to do now is I can't go through all of the boxes because time just doesn't permit, but I'm going to go through some key points, and hopefully along the way, you'll be able to see the boxes that we've all ticked. All right. So the truth is, with every great breakthrough comes great opportunity. And the bigger the breakthrough, the bigger the opportunity. And ASEA is a life-changing breakthrough. And that's created a life-changing opportunity behind all of this to make a living while bettering people's lives. And ASEA is the world's first and only redox signaling supplement for two very simple reasons. First, for nearly 3 decades now, no one other than just one man, Dr. Gary L. Samuelson, medical atomic physicist, has been able to figure out how to create and stabilize redox signaling molecules outside of the body. For the 2 decades before Dr. Samuelson's breakthrough work, science had declared that it was impossible. And 2, ASEA is heavily patented. But not only is ASEA not allowed to be copied, it can't be. Because there's no way to be able to look into a bottle of ASEA and figure out how to reverse engineer it, because the secrets aren't in the bottle. There are trade secrets in the making of ASEA, not in the bottle. And so it can't be copied. And that means we have no copycats. And that means we have no competition. And that means no one in the world has what we have. No one. And that means no other products in the world can do what ASEA does. None of them. Nothing else in the world can get to the depth and level of achievement in the human body as what ASEA can, because redox works in everybody. Everybody needs redox because nothing in the body works as well or at all without redox. And redox cannot hurt anybody. And that means no other product can make that claim. No juice, pill, super shake, fancy water, or CBD oil, or whatever it might be. And that means ASEA holds massive opportunities across all health science sectors like nothing else does, whether it be healthcare and wellness, whether it be sports science, athletic performance, whether it be beauty, skincare, aging, longevity. These are multi-trillion-dollar industries. And again, ASEA is the only company in the world that the world can get a redox supplement from. And that means ASEA is an entrepreneur's dream. Our mission is to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. We can't do that on our own. And so we look for people to help spread the word. And ASEA gives you the opportunity to earn money just by sharing Redox with others. Cast your eyes within those red circles there, one for the USA, one for Australia. These are the income disclosure statements, the monthly averages. So for people looking for either an extra or part-time or full-time or big time, or maybe a legacy leaving income for loved ones, for people who have dreams of a better life, income, lifestyle, as you can see on the screen here, there are levels of commissions, money, to meet whatever levels of ambitions, to be able to afford making your goals, dreams, and desires a reality. ASEA helps you create income that is both residual and leveraged. You receive a residual income, not just from the first, but from all of the repeated purchases made by every single person you refer to ASEA. And because you can tell as many people as you want to tell, the residual income potential is unlimited. And on top, you also receive unlimited leveraged residual income, because you get paid from all of the repeated purchases made by every single person your contacts and others also refer. And there's no limits to how far and wide these contacts and referrals can go. So just like when you recommend a good movie, TV series, restaurant, cafe, book, homewares, beauty and health products, or whatever it might be, we do this all the time. It's natural. People tell people, who then tell even more people, and it goes on and on. Word of mouth is the oldest and still today #1 most powerful and effective form of marketing in the world. There's no limits, especially with how connected the world is today. Word spreads worldwide. ASEA is currently in 35 countries and opening new markets every year. Based on existing trends, the annual turnover is projected to exceed more than $500 million in the next 5 years. Now, residual income is impressive, but more so, it's important. Because you have residual bills, why not have residual income? Do you know what happens to most people by the time they're 65? Out of every 100 people, only one of them is wealthy. Only 3 are financially secure. 7 must still work to survive. At 65, not working because they want to, but because they have to. They're a slave to the dollar. And 74 out of every 100 people are dependent on welfare by 65. Does that sound like a good retirement plan? Does that sound like a good financial plan? No. So what's going wrong? What's one of the main financial principles that the top 4% seem to have figured out that the other 81% didn't? It's this. It's how to make money that is no longer dependent on your paid by the hour, selling your precious time for money, labor intensive, or your own activity job. JOB stands for just over broke from my past. Otherwise known as active income. Listen, sooner or later, you won't be able to be as active as you are right now. And therefore, clearly, you won't be able to have as much active income as you have right now. And this may even be more concerning if you're thinking, like I once was very much so, my active income already isn't enough as it is. Now, this is a big problem. One of the biggest problems that 81% of people get trapped in. Money is an excellent servant, but a terrible master. So if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you'll be a slave for money until you die. Now, I'm not saying jobs are bad. They're a great place to start for most of us. And if you truly do love your job, by the way, keep it. You're blessed. You're only one of about 20 to 30% of people. The other 70 to 80% don't like what they do. But whether you do or do not love your job, find a way to make money outside of your job that won't interfere with what you're currently doing. Because only relying on a single source of active income is not smart and dangerous to your financial security. So for people who are smart, who've been wanting to be in the right place at the right time, are able to recognize a good thing, who decide to take control of their finances, of their freedom, of their security, for people who aren't happy with the amount of money that they have, or perhaps how they have to make it, for people who have dreams and want a better life for themselves, for loved ones, ASEA is a very real and very significant opportunity to be paid a very real and very significant income from the inevitable growth of its global expansion by making a significant difference in people's lives to afford you those dreams and give you that real freedom. There's nothing better than making a living from bettering people's lives. And that's what you get to do with ASEA, very much so. It's who we become and what we do that is the biggest reward over and above any riches it will make us. Now, you can make great money here And lots of people do, that's for sure. You can even be rewarded on top with all expenses paid trips to 5-star luxury locations all around the world. And let me tell you, you have a really great time. You meet great people, make great friends, you have great experiences, and it creates a great lifestyle. But really, at the end of the day, what I've learned is that it's the effect we have on others that is one of the most valuable currencies there is. And that is the heart of ASEA. And it was demonstrated here because the truth is, after big pharmaceutical companies were shown tens of millions of dollars and 17 years worth of powerful research, clinical studies proving ASEA, those big drug companies offered to pay huge sums of money for the sole and exclusive rights ownership to the ASEA Redox technology. However, those drug companies wanted ASEA to shut down and they wanted to take everyone off Redox. But thankfully, the founders of ASEA, Virtus and his son Tyler Norton, had the great foresight to see grave concerns and consequences in such a deal. Because Virtus and Tyler saw people, not profits. They saw people who went from severe health challenges that once left them and their doctors feeling hopeless to then experiencing life-changing power from Redox. And when Virtus and Tyler saw these lives being changed, they were filled with a great sense of purpose and responsibility to get this breakthrough for humanity out to the world. And so they could not in good conscience sell out. And so that's why they did not. They said no to the payout and yes to the people. You see, for Virtus and Tyler, what had once started out as just a very big business play had now become more. The ASEA founders turned down that huge sum of money from big pharmaceutical companies, deciding to go the supplement route rather than the drug route in order to expedite the availability of this technology globally, making it available to you, me, and everyone without a prescription. And one of ASEA's foremost guiding principles was demonstrated here, as is perpetually demonstrated in every decision they make, and that is to always put people and principles before, over, ego and economics. You see, the ASEA founders and corporate team come from big backgrounds, up to Fortune 50 backgrounds, which means they are exceptionally experienced in running very big, profitable, famous household name companies. But their corporate soul revolves around putting people first, having impact, making a difference, helping others to believe, belong, and become more, to be a force for good in the world. So you're in very good hands. Get back with the person who shared this with you. Let them know what stood out to you the most. If you have any questions, ask them, because they can point you to where you can find the answers easily. There's plenty of university studies, but most importantly, this is what punctuates this being a breakthrough. There's hundreds of thousands of real people's life-changing Redox experiences for you to see. We can show them to you, and you'll see ASEA is the real deal. So if you want to be happier and healthier, if you want to live younger, longer, you may just want to become an ASEA customer. Or if you have dreams and desires, if you want to be, do, have, and able to give more, if you want to help people be happier and healthier, if you want a better life, income, lifestyle for you, for loved ones, if you want to increase the prosperity of the planet, if you want to make a difference in the world, then become part of this Redox reality and you can become more. If you'll just pass this information on for many, many others, you can better the lives of many, many others, and your life will become better in many, many ways. And so thank you very much for spending this time with me. May you always be happy and well. And thank you very much for having me here, Kaleen, and taking such good care of us.
Absolutely. Thank you, Stevie. I always learn more information every week that we do this webinar. So I'm just going to quickly share my screen, folks. We're wrapping up the webinar tonight, and this is just an opportunity to kind of bring you back to the home base, because everything really does start here with the product. I'm just moving some buttons around really quick, so bear with me. Okay, so I love this visual here because it shows you it just shows you our product line. So we have 9 products that all focus on cellular health, right? And obviously we focus tonight on our core focus, which is unique from anywhere on the planet, which is redox cell signaling molecules. So when you're ordering the drink itself, just want to give you a little bit of education from a consumer viewpoint, as well as those of you that are distributors, in terms of really making sure your consumers have a great experience. You can see here that the drink itself does come 4 bottles to a case, and this graph on the left is important because it's showing you based on 10 years of consumer knowledge that this is not the kind of supplement you just want to grab a bottle or go, oh, I'm just going to try it for a month. You can see the difference between a consumer that just tried it for a week to a month versus 90 days, right? Which you see 95%. Well, what do these numbers represent? They represent the consumer's certainty that they were getting positive changes in their body. Now, ironically, we know the moment that you start supplementing these molecules internally or right on the skin, it goes right into the blood, and the blood we could actually measure changes. But because it's internal, you don't necessarily feel it right away. So we want to make sure that you, as a consumer, set the correct expectation to really try it for at least a good 3 to 6 months. And then you're guaranteed to really be able to measure significant results. This just, again, refreshes you on the topical products that we have. So the Renew 28 gel on the far right, the Royal Blue Tube just left of that is the serum that's part of our skincare line. And the serum is twice as strong in its percentage of live redox molecules to the gel. And so it's got its phenomenal place in your consumer program as well, you know, in having all the benefits that the gel does, but more concentrated. So make sure that you take time to get any questions answered on the Renew Advanced Skincare line that complements the topical gel or the all over body gel. This other screen here shows an incredible nutrition line that our company developed a few years ago. Now, we didn't reinvent vitamins. They've obviously been a part of human culture for over 100 years now, but we decided to really raise the bar from the viewpoint that these vitamins are whole food based. There's nothing synthetic in them. Also, the company made sure that every formula that you see here on the screen has a patented absorption complex built into the formulas. Why is that important? Because it's not what you consume, it's what you can absorb. So this guarantees that no matter what a person's gut or digestive health is, they're going to be able to absorb these formulas and use them as raw materials to work with those molecules to rebuild the cells one at a time and rebuild your tissues, organs, and systems. Phenomenal nutrition. I love it. I take it myself. Depending on what country you're buying the product from, the way that it's sold varies a bit. And so the person that invited you here can go over that with you, okay? The other thing that's really important, assuming you're ready to get started today to buy your product and or the near future, is we want to also educate you, because this is the world that we're in now, the universe of online shopping. So for example, you have, you know, amazing resources like Amazon and eBay, and you might see our products there from time to time. We highly encourage you to always get it from a distributor, most likely the person that invited you to this webinar, because there's a few things. For one, you're guaranteed product support and education that you don't get if you randomly buy it off of a third-party website. We also know that you're guaranteed that the product you get sent won't be expired, because it's getting directly shipped from our production facility and our warehouses around the world. And there's very high quality control on making sure you're getting product that's fresh, it's pure, it's safe, it's not expired. And you also, by opening up an account directly through the company, are eligible for an incredible free product plan, program that we call Loyalty Rewards, where each month that you're ordering product, you're earning points that you can then redeem for free product. And it's incredible on just the overall savings, right? So, you know, you've definitely heard all the different benefits from Stevie in his presentation. This just reminds you, as you're deciding how you want to connect and relate to this breakthrough tonight. If you just want to be a consumer, phenomenal. It'll change your life and your family's life. And I would encourage you to take care of the wholesale pricing that you can get as a consumer and learn more about that. If you love helping people, we invite you to consider joining our Global Health Project here as entrepreneurs. And you may just want to earn enough to pay for your product for you and your family, or you might want some additional part-time income. Or you might literally want to replace your full-time job and create a whole different lifestyle with unlimited income. So all those options are there for you. And as you order your product and set up your account, then we would help you put together a business plan that suits your needs, okay? This visual just quickly shows you the different kinds of accounts that you can take advantage of. So obviously with our wholesale accounts that you can have as a customer, or open up your own distributor account, which we call the associate account, you do get the benefit of 25% off the full price of the product. You also get the benefit of that free product program we talked about called Loyalty Rewards. When you choose to open up the associate account, which allows you to also share it with people, you get to take advantage of first-time enrollment packages where you can buy in bulk if you choose and save even more money on the product. And you also, in that case, would pay a one-time $40 US equivalent, US dollar fee, or the equivalent of that in whatever your country's currency is. And then once a year, to keep the benefits of the associate account, you would pay the equivalent of 25 US dollars. Okay, so that's just important to know. And just to wrap this up, this is all about supporting your body's ability to maintain and reclaim health so that you can live longer and better and stronger and help others do the same. And I want to close with a phenomenal quote from one of our founders, Vertus Norton. Here he says, "We are all at the start of something big with great purpose. And right now is the moment that we begin influencing the future. We can change the world." And I share this quote with you because even more than ever, this is really a time to really be on purpose with whatever it is that lights you up and brings you joy, and share that with others around you as the world is changing and evolving, and particularly having the keys to the magic kingdom, so to speak, to really be preventative in maintaining strong health, strong immune system, and having a plan B and additional income is priceless. So take the time to get your questions answered. Again, you're welcome to quickly put them in the chat box. We can take a moment and answer questions now, or definitely get back with the person that invited you. Take the time to get your full understanding. If you're ready to order, they're ready to help you open your account. It's very quick and easy to do. If you do have questions, we have phenomenal ongoing educational resources, even beyond this webinar. And also at the top of the hour, if you're a guest and would like to stay on, we are going to do a phenomenal business training that we do for those of us that are sharing this opportunity with others. And anybody is welcome. So if you're curious on how we train and support each other, I encourage you to go ahead and stay on the webinar, or you can sign off. So with that, that officially ends our presentation.